Welcome. Thank you for joining us for today's panel discussion, Attorney Insights, Riding the Bankruptcy 2.0 Wave in 2021. My name is Dave Schmidt and I will be moderating this discussion. As always, first a few housekeeping items. The audience will be on mute throughout the session, so if you have questions, please enter them in the Q&A or chat box on the right-hand side of your screen. When possible, we will address questions as they come up, as well as in a Q&A session at the end of the discussion. If we aren't able to get to all the questions, we promise to answer them individually in a follow-up email. All registrants will additionally receive access to a recording of this session. Joining us for today's session, we have Wanda Borges, member at Borges & Associates, LLC, Scott Blakeley, partner at Blakeley, LLP, and Richard Macias of counsel, Maynard Cooper & Gale. I've known all three of our panelists for some time now, and we won't get into how long to protect the innocent. And so I'm confident our audience, though, is in for a real treat with this group we have here. We've divided the session into three parts. First, Wanda will share some insights on the Small Business Reorganization Act. Next, Richard will share his thoughts on consignment agreements and reclamation rights. And then to finish things off, Scott will share some insights on preference provisions in bankruptcy. Move on, and we'll start with the first section on the Small Business Reorganization Act. Wanda, it's yours.
All right, I want to get this off the screen, and let's go to the first slide. Interestingly, about the Small Business Reorganization Act, for credit executives to understand, is that this was a long time coming. Years ago, one of our judges tried to enact a small business act within his own courtroom because he felt, and he was right, that small businesses can't afford to be in bankruptcy for a long period of time. And the only way a small business is going to successfully reorganize is to get in and get out without the delays that are tantamount to most Chapter 11 debtors, and without the expenses that businesses have to pay once they're in a Chapter 11, such as specialized bankruptcy professionals, accountants, attorneys, U.S. trustee fees in particular. And those U.S. trustee fees can really hurt a small business. So finally, after many tries at having snippets of the Bankruptcy Act address small businesses, we finally got to a Small Business Reorganization Act, which became effective February of 2020. The primary purpose is to reduce those costs and increase efficiency. So when it was originally passed, it set a statutory debt limit of $2,725,625 to be able to file as a small business, and that means the limit on the debts that small business had. Well, along came the pandemic right after February of 2020 that became very well known. So the CARES Act came along and said these small businesses need to have help, and even a little bit bigger than small businesses need to have help. So the CARES Act, which is the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, increased those limits to $7,500,000, and that passed and was enacted on March 27, 2020. Originally, it was supposed to be for 1 year, sunsetting in March of 2021. It was further extended and now sunsets in March of 2022.